Yes, it is in fact pumpkin bread season, so today I'm sharing the best pumpkin bread recipe ever. It's super moist and delicious. You're gonna love it. I've got some new fall decor in our RV, and I'm trying out a new product that I think will help keep my stuff in place on move days. I'm very excited about it. It's been working great so far. I'm also cleaning up an embarrassing amount of dust. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. My first new little fall goodie I picked up at Dollar Tree is this pumpkin tea light holder and these tea light candles. They smell really good. And I'm usually not a fan of Dollar Tree scents. I got these fairy lights last year and never used them, so this time I have an idea for them. I also got some museum putty. I want to try this out for my tiered tray so that I won't have to put all this stuff away on move day. I've kind of figured out where I want everything to go, so you just take a piece of the museum putty and you shape it, and I figured out that you don't need much of it at all, so you just place the putty wherever and then stick it down. And as you can see, I'm tapping it and it's not going anywhere. For this little pumpkin, I was worried that the putty would stick to it and make a terrible mess, but I tested a small piece first and it came off clean, so no worries there. This stuff has been around for a while and I've heard of other RVers using museum putty, but for me, I never saw a need for it until we started moving weekly and I wanted to have my decorations out without having to completely tear it all down and then put it all back up. It only takes us about an hour to pack up on move days, and I definitely want to keep it that way. It's been a few weeks now that I've been using this stuff and I'm very impressed. Nothing has fallen off the tray. On move day, I just pick it up and set it on the recliners and it rides perfectly. There will be a link for the museum putty in the description below in case you want to give it a try. This little truck is so cute. I just love it. The little burlap pumpkin can just shove in the back so I don't have to worry about it falling out. And by the way, you can use this stuff for all kinds of things. I wouldn't use it for anything on the walls. I recommend Velcro command strips for that, but anything fairly light that sits on a flat surface would be great. It's really easy to remove too. You just twist whatever it is you're sticking down and it comes right up. Last year I put this white pumpkin on my tiered tray, so of course I was gonna do it again, but the museum putty won't stick to the fabric, so change of plans for that one. For the most part though, the putty works really well. You just have to make sure you have enough surface to work with. Another thing about it is it's not sticky. It just kind of is a little tacky, sort of like silly putty, you know, from back in the day. Do they still even make that stuff? The fact that it's not sticky is great, so stuff won't get ruined. So here's the moment of truth. Oh! Actually, the only things that fell off were the flowers that weren't secured and the wreath because it didn't have enough surface contact between the wreath and the tiered tray. So I just grabbed a little more putty and I put the putty more on the beads and that did the trick. Basically, whatever you're trying to stick down, the putty has to smush between the thing and the surface. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, we're gonna try this test again, and I'm only gonna be holding the beads with the monogrammed leaf because it just hangs. So as you can see, this stuff works. I highly recommend it if you want to have some knickknacks out and without having to move them on move day. I used these clip-on velvet pumpkins again this year, but instead I clipped them on these Dollar Tree flowers, and it looks so cute. I love these. They had them again this year at Dollar Tree along with some faux leather ones, which were really cute. And you can do a lot of different things with these. This is my remote tray, and I like to have a few things on here, so I'm gonna put these beads away in the box that I store my fall stuff in, and then just add my little stack of books. And by the way, these came in a set on Amazon along with the truck. If I can find it, I'll link that below too. I decided to remove the tag too, I guess. I thought it would be too cluttered. I just about jumped out of my skin right here because my husband came home and the dog barked and just scared the dickens out of me. Anyway, I decided on putting this pumpkin on the tray and it came out really cute. The museum putty is working great for this pumpkin tea light holder too, so for now, the pumpkin and the wooden riser are one. That's my husband there having his before dinner snack. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention about this museum putty is you can totally reuse it. I don't know how many times, but it would take a lot of dust and debris to stop it from sticking. If I remember, I'll update my Instagram to show you how many times I've reused it. This little pumpkin is ceramic too, so it has a little weight to it, and that just shows you how well it works. I like to have a rubber spatula in the kitchen for the different holidays. I just think they're so stinking cute. Last year I picked up some mitten rubber spatulas for Christmas at Walmart. They have them this year now too, and they're just so cute. So I guess if I'm going by social media, I'm a bit late to the party because everyone has already decorated for Christmas, but I just want to enjoy fall, so that's what I'm doing. We always decorate for Christmas right after Thanksgiving. When do you guys decorate for Christmas? Before or after Thanksgiving? So I decided to put these little fairy lights on my fake plant. I've never used any kind of fairy lights before, but after this I'm definitely going to use them more. Especially because they have them for 5 quarters at Dollar Tree during every season. The only thing I found slightly annoying was the little screw for the battery pack. Some type of sliding lid would be so much better. I thought I'd be able to kind of tuck the battery pack in the plant, but there was no room. So I grabbed my putty and mounted the battery pack with the switch on top so that it would be easy to switch on and off. These are so easy to work with. I don't know why I've never used these. I absolutely love them. They're so cute. Also, I realized it's much easier to arrange them when the lights are on. See how cute? I just love these. This is my little chalkboard coffee sign that I hang up here with command Velcro strips. And it's reversible. Dual purpose stuff is what we need for RV life. And speaking of pumpkin bread, stay tuned for my recipe coming up. The best size Velcro command strips for this is the medium, but I was out, so I cut a large one in half, and then I just reused the ones on the wall. So you just snap them in place, push it in really good so they don't fall off, and just peel off the backing and place your picture. It's super easy. I mention these all the time. I love them. They're excellent. I would say a must-have for RV living for sure. Oh, and if you're a Cricut or Silhouette user, I have this SVG in my Etsy shop, and I will link that below in the description. Okay, I'm going to be doing a little fall cleaning, and I have to tell you, we discovered an issue behind the slide. Actually, my middle daughter discovered it. She was up here in the living room, and we were pulling in the slide, getting ready to go, and she could see up behind there. And I'm just gonna show you. It's a little embarrassing, but I mean it's out of sight. You know, you can't see it. But now I know. And so we're gonna clean it up today. Oh God, that's so embarrassing. It's even worse than I thought. Oh my gosh. This is like, wow. I'm thinking that because none of the other slides get like this, I'm thinking that the ceiling fan has a lot to do with it. I'm gonna do my best to clean this up. I'm not gonna climb up there. I'm gonna try and use my stick vac. This is gonna be a whole situation, a whole process, but I think I'm just gonna climb up on here and just try to do my best to vacuum it up. And then I'll have to go on the other side and probably use my step stool to clean that up. So here we go. So my step stool doesn't, like, this is it. That's how tall. So I'm gonna have to try and make this work. But so I'm thinking I'm just gonna use this to kind of brush it off and then vacuum it up. Okay, listen, everyone always says they have the best recipe, but the difference is I'm not lying. I printed this recipe from allrecipes.com years ago. I would say at least 15 years ago. It was submitted to All Recipes by Sue Case. So Sue, thank you so much for sharing this recipe, and God bless you, because every time I make it, my family loves me just a little bit more. And by the way, I cut this recipe in half because I only have one loaf pan. You will need 1 3/4 cups flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon each of allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon, half a teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, 1 1/2 cups white sugar, half a cup of oil, 2 large eggs, and 1 cup pumpkin puree. You can use canned or fresh pumpkin, of course. I'll put a link above to my video on making pumpkin puree from scratch in the Instant Pot or in the oven. A generously buttered cast iron works excellent in RV ovens for baking, but also a pizza stone in the bottom of the oven helps to distribute the heat better so things won't burn. This recipe is very easy. I don't even have to pull out my hand mixer for it. It comes out very moist, and there's nothing worse than dry, crumbly pumpkin bread. Actually, there's a lot of things that are worse, but, you know, hyperbole. So you start by combining all your dry ingredients except for the sugar. Then combine the sugar, oil, and the eggs. I'm using avocado oil, but you can use whatever neutral tasting oil you like. I have used melted butter as well, and that's good, but personally I just prefer the texture that the oil gives. Oh my goodness! Why would I have to get such a crappy egg when I'm trying to... Are you kidding me?
Son of a...
Babe, did you see that? Oh my god! There's a big old shell in there.
I'm cracking an egg.
That sucker was tough. I swear eggs have been so weird lately. Either they're really tough, like this one, or the shell is so thin it breaks just grabbing it from the carton. It's crazy. So after you mix up the sugar, oil, and eggs, you're going to stir in the pumpkin. I use about half this 15-ounce can, or 1 cup. Oh, and I also forgot you need 1/3 of a cup of water to thin the batter just a bit. You're going to add half the flour mixture and mix that, and then mix in the water, and after that, the remaining flour mixture. Mix that until the batter is smooth and pour it into your battered pan. You're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 60 minutes or until a butter knife inserted comes out clean. For my RV oven, it's usually about 1 hour and 15 minutes. Isn't that batter gorgeous? And that right there, that's for you. Taste that.
So there's enough to make 2 loaves?
No.
What do you do with that?
Well, I don't have 2 pans.
Oh, do you fish freeze that?
No, I don't fish freeze that. No, I usually give it to the dogs.
What?
It's hot. It's hot, hot, hot. That didn't wet. Hot. Oh, okay. Look how hot.